What's up everyone, it's TheRazoredEdge, and finally we have our first look at Operation 6 here for Gears 5. The Coalition began by showing an image of a hand holding a cluster of cog tags, and people have been speculating as to who this could be ever since that was posted. And what's significant about this post is that it actually took off more so than any Gears of War social media post has in such a long time. For those of you who play Gears of War, you'll know that this has been, the beginning of the promotion for the next operation, as it has been since, like, Gears of War 4. I know they weren't called operations back then, but you guys get the idea. Like, it was month-by-month promotions, and now it's operation-by-operation promotions. The marketing begins beforehand, and then we get the content released after. But for whatever reason, this one captured the attention of, mainstream games journalists and kind of people who are outside, the main Gears 5 player base. And a lot of people thought it could potentially be a Gears of War 2 remastered, which I thought was so mind-blowing because we've seen Gears of War imagery from past games used to promote current content quite a lot. Since the Coalition has taken over, like all the way back at Gears of War 4 and during Gears 5. Like, for example, there was teasers for Scourge, for Operation 5 Hollow Storm, and nobody thought that that was going to lead to a Gears of War 2 remastered. So I'm quite shocked that that's what happened here, but it's nice that there's a lot of attention on the game, and maybe more people will know about, basically operations are our new content season, so maybe people will be interested and pick up the game in that way. So I see it as a positive thing, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm happy that it's spread out. Some people may be disappointed that it's not a Gears of War 2 remaster if they're not, like, in the know or currently playing Gears of War and know exactly what operations are. But, at least it potentially shows Microsoft that there's a demand for that kind of thing, because that post really did blow up. But anyway, we're here to talk about Operation 6. So, the character was then revealed to be Colonel Victor Hoffman, kind of in a kneeling Undertaker-like position, holding a cluster of cog tags in his hand. And you kind of see him kneeling down there in what looks to be a graveyard of some kind. Some people have indicated some of the familiar structures around, like that kind of cog cross, is from Mansion, but I doubt that that's what that is just by looking at the background there. But yeah, that's Colonel Victor Hoffman, and that's kind of the key art for Operation 6. So they dropped a blog which goes into some details. So they say, "Hello everyone, the time has arrived to start talking about Operation 6. And the first bit of information talks about 2 drops per operation. So they go on to explain what that means here. It says, "Based on feedback from the community, we spent the holiday period reorganizing planned operations to give you more content more often. This change will see the length of our operation shorten from 16 weeks to 11 weeks. Additionally, we know that you've all loved us releasing mid-operation content such as the Carmine's pack, so we're going to be shifting our operations to 2 content drops per operation, 1 launch drop and 1 mid-operation drop. Each drop will contain at least 1 map and 2 new characters." And with that, let's move on to the other content. So, before we do move on to the other content, let's break it down exactly what all of this means. So operations will be a lot shorter now, dropping from 16 weeks to 11 weeks. That 5 extra weeks of time definitely kind of did drag on. People were, expecting something new or waiting for something new. A lot of people have their tour done, re-upping is a lot faster now, that kind of thing. So people will be looking for more to grind for and to, play on some new maps and that kind of thing. So they go on to say here that each drop or each operation will have a beginning operation drop, like a launch drop, and then there will be a mid operation drop. And so each of those will contain at least 1 map and then 2 new characters. And I think what they mean by 2 new characters is that it's not a skin necessarily. It will be like an actual full-blown character. So this time we got Hoffman. Maybe next time we could get, Alicia Valera or Sophia Hendricks, something like that. An entirely different character, not just a skin. So they say at least 1 map. So I'm wondering if that's just the way they phrased it, or if it's deliberate enough that, maybe they could drop 2 like mid-operation or 2 at the beginning of an operation, depending on what they have done. Because the Coalition did say that they are doubling down their efforts to make more maps for Gears 5. They pretty much abandoned, you know, the escape tiles, so we're not getting any new escape hives, really. So anyone that they have working on, you know, map-type things are working on multiplayer maps, which gives us new experiences for Versus and Horde mode. So hopefully we will see a lot more maps in the future. So it says new characters is next, and first up we have Colonel Victor Hoffman, who's standing in what looks to be, it looks like a crypt, and he's holding his lancer out there. And I could tell you that this skin is built from the ground up. It's like not a port from Gears of War 4 or Gears of War Ultimate Edition. If you look, there's so much more extra detail in him. He's probably the best looking like version of Ide Hoffman that we've seen to date, in my opinion. The Coalition have really stepped up in the quality of skins ever since Operation 5. They look so good. So I'm particularly happy with this Hoffman. I love his jet black armor, man. It's such a standout, and all those little extra details just, you know, makes me all the more excited for it. And they have a little kind of description of him here. So it says, a soldier to the core, Colonel Victor Hoffman was instrumental in leading the COG to victory against the UIR and Locust. To meet the swarm threat, the retired commander founded Scorpio Squad as a return to his favorite approach, to strike the enemy where they live. Super cool. So that will probably be his description when you see him as the character in the main menu. And then next up we have the long expected Queen Reyna. Finally, she's making it into Gears 5, as she was pretty much the main baddie from the Gears 5 campaign. So super cool to see her brought to the forefront for multiplayer. And, you know, it looks like she's had a bit of a design shift from what she looked like in the campaign. She still has her tentacles and kind of those extra growths coming out of her shoulders and across the front of her there. And then if you look closely at the bottom there, it looks like they gave her a set of legs to fit in with the multiplayer characters, because, you know, all she had was tentacles in the campaign, so she's had a little bit of a redesign. So I'm wondering if that will now be quote-unquote canon as to what she looks like in the story going forwards. We'll have to wait and see, but either way, she's ready to go for multiplayer, which is what a lot of people have wanted. So I doubt we'll see Reyna, you know, human Reyna, come out on the COG side by any means. I think, you know, going forward, Reyna is a swarm and a bad guy kind of thing, so that's where she will remain. But really good detail on the skin. Super happy to see her there. And there's also a description for her. So it says, transformed after death. Actually, we have some kind of a deep dive into some lore there. Transformed after death. Queen Reyna is a prime conduit through which the Swarm hive mind courses. Once an outsider leader and mother of Kate Diaz, Reyna's reawakening now poses a threat of existential proportions to the humans of Sarah. So that's super cool. That's actually like a little bit of a lore deep dive. I would go, actually no, I will go into it. I thought that maybe Kate might have let her live, you know what I mean, and let her walk away and didn't tell anyone, because, you know, it is her mother at the end of the day. So I think that there kind of confirms that she did die in the cave. So that's good for me. I am a bit of a lore nerd. But anyway, next up we have the Locus Zealot coming in from Gears Tactics, which is just like an emulsion fueled Cantus, which is just amazing to see. His armor is so standout. A lot of us have been wanting the Locust characters from Gears Tactics to make their way in, and that is finally happening. So the description for him here is, the Locus Zealot is the result of Ukon's experiments with emulsion and Cantus physiology. These religious fanatics are unique in their ferocity and unmatched in their devotion to eradicating humanity from the planet. I just love the descriptions of Locust, man. They're just so cool. But look at his armor there. It's like the silver and gold that you see in the Gears Tactics campaign. Super awesome to see the Locust Zealot make it into the game finally. And so next up we have new map. So the new map, quote unquote, is Spire, which is a returning map from Gears of War 4. The description for it here being, evacuated long ago, this district is a picture of pre-Locust War life. Its opulent interiors and quaint plazas are suited to longer range engagements. Controlling the sanctuary requires winning close quarters fights, while teams must coordinate to dominate the sprawling academy. So a lot of people are a bit kind of on the fence about this. You know, Spire is a returning map from Gears of War 4, and to have that as the map that kind of launches an operation is definitely getting a mixed reception from people. There's a lot of people who just want any content. They don't mind whatever maps, and there's some people, you know, who want, you know, something fresh and new that we haven't played before in a previous Gears game, which are both completely valid opinions. Let me know what you guys are thinking of that in the comments. Personally, I'm a bit disappointed because I would like to see multiple maps launch to kick off an operation, but I'm trusting that since the Coalition said that they were doubling down on maps, that we'll see a lot more kind of pop out in future operations, since they're a lot shorter now and we're pretty much going to be getting maps on a more frequent basis now. I'm hoping that, you know, what I said earlier, that where they said at least one map, that maybe we can get clusters of 2 for the launch of operations or for mid operations as well. But Spire is a map that I enjoyed. It has 2 long shots on it. I don't know what else would be weapon swapped on it. I think we had the salvo launcher up in the kind of in the cathedral, and along the sides was like something like Boltox and grenades or shocks or something like that. So maybe they could mess around with some of the weapon swaps with some unique Gears 5 weapons, that kind of thing. But it's a good map to come back, but I would have liked to have seen something new, and if not something new, at least 2 ports would have been nice, if you know what I mean. But I think it's a good start at least, and hopefully whatever is next is good and fresh and new. And so they also say, and that's not all, we have a number of posts that'll be releasing during the week covering the other aspects of Operation 6. Make sure to keep your eye out for those. So that's not all to do with this. You know, it showed 3 characters here, which are part of the tour of duty, and I'm sure they will reveal more throughout the week. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of that. I'll be covering it. But one thing we're going to look at here is we're going to speculate in the background of all of these characters seems to be a particular environment, and I know for a fact that that is not Spire. If you look at the back, it seems to be some kind of, you know, Hoffman was kneeling down in a graveyard, it looked like, and it looks like Reyna, and in the alternate picture of Hoffman and the Zealot and Reyna, it looks to be a crypt of some kind. So my best educated guess is that this is the Tomb of the Unknown, and that could be one of the maps that we're getting, which would be super cool. So that's like Gears 1 setting, and we revisit it in Gears 5, and that's where what we'll call the choice or the incident occurred with Queen Reyna. So, you know, Queen Reyna is arriving in this operation, so it kind of links together theme-wise, so that's cool to see. But let me know what you guys think it could be in the comments down below. Some people think it's a remake of potentially Mansion or Mausoleum, but I think it's a new map, more than likely, and my money is on Tomb of the Unknown. But let me know what you guys think it is in the comments down below. But let me know what you guys think of all these announcements and content that's coming to Gears 5 in the comments. Are you happy? Are you upset? Is there something you'd like changed? Do you wish there was more? Are you satisfied? That kind of thing. But that has been it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to my channel with notifications on so you don't miss any future Gears of War content from me. My Discord link is in the description if you want to chat Gears of War with me. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRazoredEdge, and if you want to join my channel to become a member to help support my content, you get some added perks, some badges to stand out in the comments section, and some of my specially made emotes to use in the comments as well. But that has been it, guys, and I will see you all next time.